In this video, I'm going to discuss how to become aware of social conditioning by describing its energetic structure. I'll be using Vadim Zeland's concept of pendulums from his book, Reality Transurfing. What's up everyone? My name is Morcie, and if you're new to this channel is all about creating your own reality through your spiritual awakening process. And if you find that this resonates with you, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below. Now, Vadim Zeland is an author of the book Reality Transurfing. The idea is that we have the ability to choose our own destiny or to choose our own reality because there is an infinite amount of possibilities. There's an infinite amount of alternatives to the way we think. We have the ability to shift lifelines or glide across something called the alternative space. Now, the alternative space is this information structure that holds everything that ever was and everything that ever will be. We have the ability to glide across this space depending on the limits of our thought energy. So by that I mean that when we believe that something is possible, we feel it, know it in our heart, we have the ability to go to that sector, to that space where that reality actually exists. This is how dreams come true. This is how we accomplish those goals that we once envisioned in our mind. Vadim Zeland speaks about this concept called pendulums. And pendulums are created when there are a collective amount of thoughts that are the same. So thoughts are electrical signals. And when we have the same thought, it goes at the same resonant frequency. And at that resonant frequency is where that pendulum is working. Now, this pendulum is independent from ourselves because it's taking our energy, our thought energy, to be created. Now, the reason why it's called a pendulum is because the more people that believe that thought, the stronger it goes and the stronger its force. So let's pretend you walk into a doctor's office and you notice that it's very quiet in there and you just feel the energy in the room and you feel as though you do not want to break out of that energy of the room because then you would be different. Then you would feel as if you would be an outcast. So you begin to conform to the environment of that room. And so you stay quiet too. You grab your magazine, you look at the magazine, you read a book, you stay on your phone. You do not try to break the pendulum's force. And that is where social conditioning comes in. Social conditioning, well, pendulums are basically social conditioning on an energetic level. Think about when we were children and we were going to school. We were taught to listen to our teachers, to sit quietly, to do as we're told. And if you were someone who acted out, you were considered the rebel of the class. You were considered the outcast, and people would look at you weird and look at you odd. And those people who also wanted, and other people who also wanted to rebel, they didn't try to because they didn't want to stand out. They didn't want to be ridiculed or shunned from the majority. And that's the thing about social conditioning. Sometimes you don't know that you are being social conditioned. You're unaware of these pendulums that you are being controlled by. You are unaware by the fact that those thoughts are not your thoughts. We have the tendency to believe that the beliefs that we hold and the thoughts that we hold are our own, but really they belong to a pendulum that we are being controlled by unconsciously. So it's our job to define and define ourselves and figure out who we are and what we like. It's our job to become aware of these pendulums, because we are conditioned to depend on these pendulums. What happens is these pendulums take the majority of our energy and give us very little right back. Let's think, for example, of a job that you really don't like. You are working at this job because you need money, because you need to pay your bills. So every day you wake up, and even though you know you truly don't like that job, you keep going. You are depending on the pendulum of this job. It is taking away your energy and giving you back little. It's giving you back money. It's giving you back energy in the form of money for you to use to pay your bills. And then you believe that this is the only way. That's what pendulums do. They limit us. They limit the parameters of what we believe is possible. Because remember, we have the ability to glide across the alternative space. We have the ability to shift lifelines based on what it is we believe. Because our thoughts create what we experience and how we experience things. Our beliefs create how we experience things. But how can we change the way we believe if we are unaware that we are limited and that our thoughts are limited? It's when we become aware of the fact that this job that we're at, that we don't truly like, is not our only option. We have an infinite amount of options. And I know for some that the idea of infinite can be so overwhelming. And that is also the control of the pendulum. The pendulum makes it easy for you. The pendulum makes it depend on you. The pendulum makes you depend on it because it makes decisions for you. And so you don't have, and you get so used to decisions getting made for you. You get so used to just following something because it's what you're used to. And so the idea of the fact that you can be an individual and that you can break away from this pendulum is out of your own thoughts. It's not something that you may feel that this is true. And pendulums go from smaller to larger intensities. Pendulums you can see pendulums in the animal kingdom with the organization of packs and even in anthills, from the cells in our body to politics right now here where we live, to it goes bigger. It's much bigger. Pendulums are this energetic structure that tries to keep people the same so that it can control everyone. But here's the thing about spiritual awakening. When we say it's time for us to wake up, and when people are saying we are waking up quicker than we were in the past, that's because we're waking up to these pendulums. We're waking up to the fact that there is an alternative to whatever we believe is possible. There is infinite alternatives to what we believe is possible, and therefore we can become individuals. We can break out of the limits of our own mind. We can break out of the limits of this conditioned box that we have been put in, that we, all in honesty, put ourselves in. When we take responsibility for the fact that, you know what, I did fall into this pendulum, but I have the ability to pull myself out, that is empowering, that is liberating, and that is exactly what the pendulum does not want you to know. The pendulum does not want you to know that you have the individual power to break away, that you have the power to create your own reality, that you have the power to control your own destiny and choose. That's the thing. That is what creating your own reality means. It means that you have the choice. And by becoming aware of these pendulums, become aware when you feel that discomfort in you, when you feel as though your intuition is trying to signal to you what it is you truly want. Listen to that. Because that's that little ounce that you need to break away from this pendulum, to break away from social conditioning. We can transcend social conditioning. We can rise above it. We are not victims to life. Life is what it is. You know, if you want life to be this loophole and this loop of circling, then this loop of suffering, then that could be that could be it. But if you want life to be something where you are exploring this world, where you are exploring all possibilities, where you are taking advantage of the fact that now you know what pendulums are, and now you know where social conditioning is at an energetic level, now you are aware and now you can transcend that, then you can create the life that you desire. The thing is that we were created out of unconditional love. And so when we begin to reach in, listen to our intuition, and we begin to find what it is we came here for, what it is that we truly want to do on earth. Because the reason why we came here is to do whatever it is we wanted to do, how we wanted to do it. And social conditioning doesn't want you to believe that. Social conditioning wants you to believe that there's only one way you can live here. And if you're suffering, that's just the way it is. That's not true. That's not life. And life doesn't have to be like that. So lessen the importance of those things that you desire. Release the importance of it and just begin to feel and be at a neutral state so you can allow yourself to think clearer. Focus your energy on the accomplishment. Don't worry about if something will happen or how something will happen. Just focus on how comfortable the feeling is of accomplishing your goals, and feel it right now. Know that there are infinite possibilities on this planet. There's infinite possibilities in your reality. And if you feel stuck, you are not stuck. You can rise above social conditioning. My name is Morcie, and I hope this video resonates with you. I hope you feel empowered to break free from anywhere and anything you feel social conditioned by. Life is a journey. Take baby steps. Growing is gradual and progressive. If you like this video, be sure to like, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know what your experience is when you broke out of social conditioning sometime in your own reality. My name is Morcie, and until next time, peace.